Welcome back to Grade 7 Geography, Unit number 2, Our World's Natural Resources, Use and Sustainability. This is lesson number 23, How do we extract fossil fuels and how do we extract minerals? When we remove fossil fuels, we extract them from or under the Earth's surface. There are several ways to do this. And just take a look at this picture here. You see this incredibly long pipe going way off into the distance. This is actually what we call a pipeline. After fossil fuels are extracted, they are pumped to other areas by pipelines like the one you see here. Some pipelines transport fossil fuels to storage tanks or to processing stations. Coal is extracted through mining. When coal is found close to the surface, strip mining is used to remove it. Sometimes mountaintops are blasted with explosives to remove coal. This changes the landscape and releases toxic chemicals into the air. Other coal is found deep below Earth's surface. This requires underground mining. Mine shafts are dug into the mountain and the coal is separated from surrounding rock. The waste rock, called tailings, is usually dumped into piles, creating large hills, like the one you see in this picture here. These are not uh, naturally formed uh, physical features. These are just giant piles of waste rock. One way of extracting natural gas is fracking. This method involves drilling and injecting a mixture of water, sand, and chemicals into the ground in order to crack underground rock and release natural gas. The gas first seeps into a well and then is pumped to the surface. This process is repeated until all of the natural gas is extracted. Fracking is criticized for its large use of water, as well as the risks of groundwater contamination and land instability. Some oil and gas deposits are located under the ocean's floor. Drilling rigs are set up for the difficult task of extracting oil. Drilling under the ocean carries huge environmental risks. Drilling rigs can explode, causing massive oil spills that kill both humans and wildlife. And certainly, fires like the one you see in this image here are not easy to contain, and they are certainly not easy to put out anytime soon. Oil sands are areas of sand mixed with oil. The oil in oil sands is called bitumen. Bitumen is a thick, sticky form of crude oil that will not flow unless it is heated. Normal methods of oil drilling will not work to extract bitumen. Companies first have to remove large areas of forest and use strip mining to remove shallow strips of Earth's surface. Water and chemicals have to be added to separate the bitumen from the remaining rock, which becomes tailings or waste. The wastewater stays in ponds and cannot be used for a long time because of the chemicals in the water. Companies have to monitor these ponds and make sure that birds do not land in them. Oil spills are not always caused by drilling. In the 1991 Gulf War, the Iraqi army burned its oil wells to create severe air pollution that slowed down the American troops. The oil flowed into the Persian Gulf, killing many animals. Some of the oil is still in the Gulf. Burning fossil fuels also releases toxic chemicals into the air. This can pollute precipitation, making it fall as acid rain. That's rain with chemicals. Acid rain can kill both plants and animals. As you can see here, it all starts with factories that are releasing various gases. Gases get carried by the wind, and then as the precipitation is falling, gases are dissolving in the rainwater, lands on the ground, kills animals that are living on the ground, but also goes into the water, creating further pollution there, leading to death of underwater life. Transporting fossil fuels is also a risk to humans. A train derailment, such as the one in Lac Megantic in 2013, can cause an explosion capable of destroying a whole town. Drinking polluted water causes health problems. Smog, a type of air pollution caused by cars and fossil fuels, is a leading cause of lung cancer. And this is one image from the disaster at Lac Megantic, and this is still an issue that's being dealt with in the courts. Uh, People are still struggling to rebuild their community after this disaster. Some countries have experienced what is called the resource curse. These countries are actually rich in resources, but the people make little profit from the extraction and sale of resources. This is because the government takes all of the profits, but does not spend enough money on education, healthcare, or other important needs. Ore is a rock that contains one or more types of mineral. A concentration of a particular ore is called an ore deposit. Geologists use maps and satellite imaging to find deposits. One method of scanning is called remote sensing. This method involves taking images which contain colors that are not visible to the human eye and help locate landforms where deposits can be found. Most mining companies do not own the land which they are mining. They first have to get the government's permission to mine. Once the right to mine is given, a mine is built. Ore deposits close to the surface can be taken by digging a large hole. This is known as open pit mining. If the deposits are far below the surface, they may be removed by underground mining. This involves building vertical mine shafts near the deposits and horizontal tunnels to dig into the deposits. So we may see some open pit mining going on in this image here, but here this is a diagram showing you what goes on with underground mining, building these series of mine shafts going as deep as possible, making sure that these mine shafts are built uh, as close as possible to the deposits. Mining has serious impacts on the natural environment. Mining removes natural vegetation as well as natural habitats for wildlife. Animals such as gorillas living in the Congo are killed as miners seek to quickly clear the land and build their mines. The process of refining minerals can release harmful chemicals into the environment. Precipitation carries chemicals from tailings into nearby ecosystems. Heating ore by burning fossil fuels releases large amounts of greenhouse gases, which cause global warming and climate change. Most governments encourage mining because it provides large economic opportunities. However, companies will go into communities and force people living there to move away. The rights of First Nations peoples are often ignored and land treaties are violated. As we can see in this image here, very unfortunate that this little girl has been left to hold up this sign, basically telling the mining company that this land um, does belong to a native band. There is a treaty that's saying Google it, so look it up. Uh, but what's really unfortunate is that the company that's mining is most likely not going to honor that treaty. Underground mines also present a health danger to miners. Fresh air must be constantly pumped in and fumes drawn out. Sometimes mines collapse, leading to underground miners being trapped or killed. All right, so after this lengthy video, it's time for us to check our understanding of today's lesson. So what you're going to do when I finish speaking is put the video on pause so you can read each statement and consider what word or words are hidden beneath the blue boxes. If you don't feel confident in completing this activity right now, it means you need to go back and watch this video at least 2 more times. And then when you're ready, please put the video on pause so that you can complete this activity, which we will take up at the start of our next class. So put the video on pause now. All right, and we'll see how you did with this activity at the start of tomorrow's class. But until then, this concludes today's video.